Harvard's top astrophysicist just made a discovery that's keeping NASA scientists awake at night. When Avi Loeb detected something terrifying while observing 3IATLAS, he immediately knew humanity had crossed into uncharted territory. This massive object, hurtling through our solar system, breaks every rule of physics and displays behavior that suggests we're looking at our first encounter with alien technology. But what did Loeb find that made him question everything? And why is this discovery more dangerous than anyone imagined? Join us as we find out what Avi Loeb detected while observing 3IATLAS.
The first time something like that is observed, where there is a glow ahead of the object towards the sun.
The only place where you find nickel without iron is in alloys that are produced for industrial purposes here on Earth. But maybe this object is a technological spacecraft.
The discovery that made Harvard's top astrophysicist question reality. July 1st, 2025, marked the moment everything changed for human understanding of the cosmos. The Simonai Survey Telescope at Chile's Rubin Observatory captured something unprecedented, an interstellar visitor so massive and anomalous that Avi Loeb, Harvard's most respected astrophysicist, immediately recognized they were witnessing something that defied conventional science. In fact, Avi Loeb detected something terrifying while observing 3I Atlas that goes beyond its sheer scale, but a series of scientific impossibilities that challenge our very understanding of the universe. 3I Atlas measures 20 kilometers across, making it twice the size of the Chicxulub impactor that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. This colossal scale presents an immediate mathematical crisis for astronomers. Loeb's calculations reveal a stark impossibility. There simply isn't enough rocky material floating in interstellar space to create objects this enormous. The Harvard scientists' alien discovery becomes even more unsettling when considering the timeline. Humanity has detected 3 interstellar objects in just 8 years. Yet statistical models suggest encountering objects of this magnitude should happen once every 10,000 years. The probability calculations don't just fail, they collapse entirely, forcing scientists to confront an uncomfortable truth about what might be artificially constructed versus naturally occurring. What Avi Loeb detected while observing 3IATLAS that is so terrifying goes beyond size, as the object displays brightness characteristics that violate fundamental principles of reflected light. Natural asteroids and comets scatter sunlight in predictable patterns, creating gradual brightness variations as they rotate and move through space. 3. I-Atlas generates light in sharp, mechanical bursts that suggest internal energy sources rather than passive reflection. The discovery triggered immediate alerts across the astronomical community. Unlike Oumuamua, which measured roughly 100 meters in length, or 2Os-E Borisov, which behaved like a traditional comet, this interstellar object, 3I Atlas, exhibits characteristics that challenge fundamental assumptions about how celestial bodies form and behave in deep space. Advanced spectroscopic analysis revealed another layer of the mystery. The object emits a distinctive red coloration that should correspond to specific particle sizes, dust grains roughly equivalent to the wavelength of visible light. However, these particles aren't dispersing as solar wind physics demands they should. Instead, they remain coherent with the main body in ways that suggest artificial containment or control mechanisms. NASA alien spacecraft investigations began immediately after the initial detection. The space agency deployed multiple observational platforms to track 3IATLAS, including the Hubble Space Telescope and James Webb Space Telescope. Each new dataset raised more questions than answers, revealing chemical compositions and structural behaviors that don't match any known natural formation processes. Loeb developed a specialized rating system called the Loeb scale, specifically to evaluate anomalous interstellar objects. This framework assigns ratings from 0 to 10, with 0 representing definitely natural phenomena and 10 indicating confirmed artificial technology. 3I Atlas currently sits at a 4 on this scale, a rating that acknowledges significant anomalies while maintaining scientific caution about drawing premature conclusions. The Harvard astrophysicist alien research team expanded their investigation to include atmospheric scientists, materials engineers, and even experts in artificial intelligence. This interdisciplinary approach reflects the unprecedented nature of what they're studying, an object that crosses traditional boundaries between astronomy, engineering, and potentially xenobiology. Yet the physical impossibilities of 3I Atlas represent just the beginning of a much deeper mystery. How can an object moving through space violate the basic laws that govern every other celestial body we've ever observed? Physics-defying phantom. That broke every rule of space. When extraterrestrial intelligence found its way into our solar system aboard 3I Atlas, it brought with it behaviors that shatter every established principle of celestial mechanics. The most glaring violation involves cometary physics. Specifically, the complete absence of any traditional cometary tail, despite the object's massive size and proximity to solar radiation. It was while observing 3I/Atlas that Avi Loeb detected something terrifying. This object breaks a fundamental rule that every comet humanity has observed, follows the same predictable pattern. Solar wind strikes the icy surface, sublimating frozen gases and creating the characteristic streaming tail of particles and debris. This process is so fundamental that astronomers use tail formation as a primary identifier for distinguishing comets from asteroids. 3I Atlas breaks this rule completely. Loeb's mathematical analysis of the missing tail reveals the impossibility of the situation. If 3I Atlas contained normal cometary material, solar wind pressure would strip particles from its surface within 24 hours of entering the inner solar system. These particles, ranging from microscopic dust to larger debris fragments, would create a visible trail extending millions of kilometers behind the object. No such trail exists. The terrifying space discovery deepens when examining the object's spectral characteristics. Advanced photometric analysis reveals dust particles sized precisely to scatter red wavelengths of sunlight, a phenomenon that should create maximum visibility for any trailing debris. Yet these particles somehow remain bound to the main body, resisting solar wind pressure in ways that contradict fundamental physics. James Webb Space Telescope observations uncovered another physics-defying anomaly in the object's chemical composition. The carbon dioxide to water ratio measures 8 to 1, 8 times higher than any known natural comet. This extreme disparity suggests formation conditions that don't exist anywhere in our solar system or in the interstellar medium where normal comets originate. The space probe from the aliens theory gains credibility when analyzing the object's thermal characteristics. Instead of heating uniformly as solar radiation increases, 3I Atlas displays temperature variations that suggest internal heat sources. Natural objects absorb and radiate thermal energy in predictable patterns based on composition and rotation. This interstellar visitor exhibits thermal signatures that imply active energy generation or sophisticated thermal management systems. Avi Loeb detected something terrifying while observing 3I Atlas that extends to its structural integrity. Objects this size traveling at interstellar velocities should show signs of cosmic weathering. Microscopic impacts from dust particles, radiation damage, and gravitational stress fractures. High-resolution imaging reveals a surface that appears remarkably pristine, as if protected by some form of shielding technology. The alien technology detected doesn't stop with passive observations. Radio astronomy teams monitoring 3 IATLAS have identified extremely faint electromagnetic emissions in frequency ranges that natural objects simply don't produce. These signals are too weak and irregular to represent intentional communication, but they suggest internal electronic activity of some kind. Breaking space news from multiple observatories confirms that 3 IATLAS exhibits rotational characteristics that violate conservation of angular momentum. The object's spin rate remains constant, despite gravitational interactions with multiple planets, a physical impossibility for natural bodies. Artificial objects with internal stabilization systems could maintain such precise rotational control, but natural rocks cannot. The mysterious space object also demonstrates structural coherence that defies material science. Calculations based on its size and rotational velocity indicate that gravitational binding alone cannot hold such a massive object together at these speeds. The internal structure must possess tensile strength characteristics that exceed any known natural materials, suggesting advanced engineering or exotic matter composition. Spectroscopic analysis has identified trace elements that don't occur naturally in the concentrations observed. These rare isotopes typically form only in specific stellar environments or through artificial nuclear processes. Their presence in such quantities hints at manufacturing origins rather than natural accretion processes. But the most disturbing aspect of 3 IATLAS isn't just how it breaks the laws of physics. It's the surgical precision with which this impossible object navigates through our planetary system, almost as if it knows exactly where it's going. Military precision trajectory that suggests hostile intelligence. The alien surveillance. Earth hypothesis transforms from speculation to frightening probability when analyzing 3 IATLAS's trajectory through our solar system. This extraterrestrial probe, Earth Visitor, doesn't wander randomly through space like natural objects. It follows a path engineered with military-grade precision that suggests strategic reconnaissance capabilities. 3. I/ATLAS travels in retrograde motion, moving opposite to the orbital direction of all planets in our solar system. This unusual approach provides tactical advantages that military strategists would immediately recognize. Any smaller probes deployed from the main craft would move toward planetary targets rather than chasing them, maximizing intercept opportunities while maintaining operational stealth. The object's alignment with the ecliptic plane, the flat disk containing all planetary orbits, represents a statistical impossibility for random interstellar debris. Natural objects arriving from deep space approach from any angle across the three-dimensional sphere surrounding our solar system. The probability of accidentally aligning with our orbital plane measures approximately 1 in several thousand. 3 I/ATLAS chose this path deliberately. It was while analyzing this precise vector that Professor Avi Loeb detected something terrifying while observing 3 I/ATLAS. The object will make precision approaches to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, while conspicuously avoiding Earth. This selective targeting pattern suggests intelligence-gathering operations designed to study planetary characteristics without triggering contact protocols with the one world known to harbor advanced civilization. The Harvard scientists' alien discovery reveals approach distances calculated to maximize observational capabilities while maintaining safe standoff ranges. Venus encounters allow atmospheric analysis of our solar system's most extreme greenhouse environment. Mars approaches provide opportunities to study a formerly habitable world that lost its atmosphere. Jupiter flybys enable investigation of our system's largest gravitational anchor and its complex moon system. NASA alien spacecraft tracking confirms that 3I/ATLAS maintains course corrections impossible for natural objects. Gravitational perturbations from planetary encounters should deflect any normal asteroid or comet into slightly altered trajectories. This interstellar visitor compensates for these effects, maintaining its predetermined path with accuracy that requires active navigation systems. The alien civilization contact protocols developed by various space agencies assume that first contact would involve obvious signals or landing attempts. 3. I/ATLAS operates under different parameters, conducting systematic reconnaissance while avoiding direct engagement. This approach mirrors advanced military doctrine, where intelligence gathering precedes any overt action. Orbital mechanics calculations reveal another disturbing detail about the object's trajectory. The specific angles and velocities chosen for planetary approaches optimize sensor coverage while minimizing exposure time to Earth-based detection systems. This mission profile demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of our observational capabilities and active countermeasures to avoid detailed analysis. The UFO scientist discovery community has noted similarities between 3 I/ATLAS's behavior and theoretical reconnaissance probe operations. Advanced civilizations conducting interstellar exploration would likely deploy unmanned scouts decades or centuries ahead of any direct contact missions. These advanced units would map strategic targets, assess technological capabilities, and identify potential threats or opportunities. First contact evidence traditionally focuses on communication attempts or obvious displays of technology. 3. I/ATLAS represents a more subtle form of first contact, one conducted entirely through passive observation and intelligence collection. This approach allows advanced civilizations to study target worlds without revealing their own capabilities or intentions. However, the most chilling possibility isn't just that we're being watched by advanced alien technology. It's that this reconnaissance mission might be operating under protocols that view human civilization as a potential threat, requiring careful monitoring. We're being hunted. The dark forest hypothesis transforms from a theoretical framework into a terrifying reality when applied to what Loeb detected while observing 3 I/ATLAS. This alien invasion theory doesn't involve massive fleets or dramatic battles. Instead, it describes a cosmos where survival depends on remaining invisible to other civilizations that might view your existence as an existential threat. The implications of Loeb observing 3 IATLAS align perfectly with dark forest principles, suggesting that advanced civilizations remain hidden because revealing yourself to the universe essentially announces your location to potential predators. Resources across the galaxy are finite. Intentions between species remain unknowable, and the only certainty involves the universal drive for survival. Under these conditions, the safest strategy involves staying quiet, staying hidden, and carefully observing potential threats. Earth has been broadcasting radio signals into space for over a century, essentially announcing our presence to anyone listening. Modern cellular networks, television broadcasts, and radar systems have transformed our entire planet into a bright electromagnetic beacon, visible across interstellar distances. A 2023 peer-reviewed study confirmed that Earth's radio signature makes us detectable to any civilization with technology equivalent to our own. The alien technology avoiding Earth patterns exhibited by 3 IATLAS suggests that someone has been listening to our broadcasts. An advanced civilization monitoring our electromagnetic emissions would recognize humanity as a rapidly developing technological species, approaching the threshold of interstellar capability. Under dark forest protocols, such emerging civilizations require careful study to assess their potential threat level. 3I Atlas operates as the perfect surveillance platform for conducting this assessment. The object's retrograde trajectory and Earth avoidance pattern allow a comprehensive study of our solar system while maintaining plausible deniability about its artificial nature. If discovered, the probe could potentially pass as an unusual natural object rather than revealing the existence of its creators. What Loeb detected while observing 3 IATLAS indicates that we might be living under active surveillance by a civilization sophisticated enough to remain completely hidden while monitoring our development. This scenario represents a nightmare version of first contact, one where we're already known to alien intelligence, but they haven't revealed themselves because they're still deciding whether we represent a threat worth eliminating. The terrifying truth about dark forest theory involves its logical conclusion. If resources are limited and intentions unknowable, the safest approach to dealing with potential rivals involves eliminating them before they become powerful enough to pose a real threat. Advanced civilizations might conduct reconnaissance missions not to establish peaceful contact, but to gather intelligence for potential preemptive strikes. Government cover-up concerns arise naturally from this scenario. If world governments detected clear evidence of alien surveillance, public panic could destabilize global society. Military strategists would face the impossible challenge of defending against technology potentially thousands of years more advanced than our own. The natural response would involve maintaining secrecy while desperately attempting to develop countermeasures. Loeb detected something terrifying while observing 3 IATLAS that extends beyond the object itself to what its presence implies about our cosmic neighborhood. If one surveillance probe has reached our solar system, others likely exist or will follow. We might be living in a galaxy filled with hidden civilizations, all watching each other while remaining invisible themselves. The most disturbing aspect of the dark forest scenario involves its patience. Advanced civilizations operating under these protocols don't need to make hasty decisions about emerging species. They can observe for decades or centuries, gathering comprehensive intelligence about technological capabilities, cultural characteristics, and potential threat assessment. 3I Atlas might represent just the beginning of a much longer evaluation process. The question now becomes whether humanity has enough time to prove we're not a threat, or if the decision about our fate has already been made by civilizations we've never even detected. Humanity's last chance to prove we're not alone. The window for gathering definitive evidence about alien technology, detected in 3 IATLAS, is rapidly closing as this mysterious visitor continues its journey through our solar system. Scientists worldwide are mounting desperate attempts to capture irrefutable proof before the object disappears forever into the cosmic void, potentially taking with it the most important discovery in human history. NASA discovery efforts have focused on repurposing existing space assets to intercept or observe 3 IATLAS at close range. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter's high-rise camera represents humanity's best opportunity for detailed imaging when the object passes Mars on October 3, 2025. This half-meter telescope, originally designed to map Martian geology, could capture surface details with sufficient resolution to distinguish between impossible natural formations and obvious artificial construction. The Juno spacecraft, currently orbiting Jupiter, offers another crucial opportunity for investigation. Originally scheduled for controlled destruction in Jupiter's atmosphere during mid-September 2025, Loeb proposed redirecting the probe toward 3 IATLAS instead. This mission modification, spurred by the fact that Loeb detected something terrifying while observing 3 IATLAS, could provide humanity's only chance for direct close-range analysis of potential extraterrestrial technology, using instruments specifically designed to study complex objects. Congressional support for the Juno redirection mission emerged when Representative Anna Paulina Luna formally petitioned NASA to consider the proposal. Her letter emphasized the historical significance of potentially confirming alien intelligence and the irreplaceable nature of this investigative opportunity. The political backing reflects growing recognition that 3 IATLAS might represent humanity's first encounter with technology from another star system. The most audacious proposal involves transmitting targeted radio signals directly toward 3 IATLAS as it continues its journey away from Earth. Radio waves travel at light speed, far exceeding the object's velocity, making communication theoretically possible despite the vast distances involved. This approach would represent humanity's first intentional attempt at interstellar dialogue, assuming there's actually intelligence aboard to receive and interpret our messages. The full weight of what Avi Loeb detected while observing 3 IATLAS extends to the implications of successful contact. If the object responds to radio transmissions with any form of acknowledgement, humanity would face immediate questions about how to proceed with first contact protocols. No existing frameworks adequately address scenarios involving surveillance probes that have been studying us without our knowledge. The urgent warning from multiple scientific institutions emphasizes that time is running out for gathering additional data. 3I Atlas will reach its closest approach to the Sun on October 29, 2025, before beginning its exit trajectory from our solar system. Each day of delay reduces opportunities for detailed observation and potential communication attempts. Advanced observational campaigns have been organized across multiple continents to maximize data collection during the object's remaining time in range. Radio telescope arrays in Australia, Puerto Rico, and the Netherlands are coordinating synchronized observations to detect any electromagnetic emissions that might indicate internal electronic systems or communication attempt. Scientists stunned by 3 IATLAS's characteristics are already preparing for the next wave of discoveries. Each new interstellar visitor will be evaluated using refined criteria developed from studying this unprecedented object. The techniques and technologies deployed to investigate 3 IATLAS will become standard protocols for analyzing future encounters. The mind-blowing implications of confirming alien intelligence through 3 IATLAS would fundamentally reshape human civilization. Religious institutions, political systems, and social structures would all require reconsideration in light of knowing we share the universe with advanced technological civilizations. The psychological impact on human identity and our understanding of our place in the cosmos would be unprecedented. However, the most significant long-term consequence might involve the knowledge that we're being watched. If 3I Atlas represents alien surveillance technology, humanity must adapt to existence under constant observation by civilizations whose intentions remain completely unknown. Our development as a species would proceed with the awareness that every technological advancement, every social evolution, and every decision about our future might be evaluated by unseen judges. The final analysis of 3 IATLAS will determine whether humanity steps forward into a universe where we know we're not alone, or continues existing in the comfortable illusion of cosmic solitude. Either outcome will define the next chapter of human civilization, one written with the knowledge that the dark forest of space might not be as empty as we once believed. Is 3I Atlas just the first of many alien probes? Should humanity respond or stay hidden in space? Let us know what you think. Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, Click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.